Good morning and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and this is episode number 14 of Crypto Empire Morning Domination. I do want to welcome everybody to the live stream on this Wednesday morning. I hope you're having a great day thus far. Checking into our live chat audience, we do have Dre with us this morning saying welcome to Crypto Empire. And we got Kevin James talking a little bit about Pirate Chain. And he says, looks like you got it right on the R prediction last week. We'll take a look at the Pirate Chain ARRR chart in this live stream to check up on that technical analysis. But before we do that, we do have to cover our crypto market overview. So let's go ahead and hop right into my computer. So before we get into this overview, we do have Raphael Rachin saying bonjour. What's going on, Raphael? Good to see you in the live chat. If you guys are just tuning in right now, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also hit that like button down below as well. And Kevin James saying, as usual, thanks for sharing your energy with us all. Kevin James, it is my pleasure. I am happy to be up here on this live stream, sharing my thoughts and energy with everybody so that we can make the most informed decisions possible in the crypto market. And of course, always play from a position of strength. That is the most important thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto market at the current moment in time. So Bitcoin trading for $20,100. The overall market cap is $936 billion, so still underneath $1 trillion. Ethereum trading for $1,114. BNB 218. Cardano at 47 cents. XRP 32.8 cents. Solana, nice pullback of 10% today, trading at $34.59. And then we have DOT at $7.20. And of course, Doge up here at 6.7. That's our top 10. Taking a look at the biggest gainers on the day, we do got Terra Classic UST up 133%, up 800% in the past week. All right, so we're seeing a revival here of Terra Classic and of course UST Classic. It is a meme coin now and it's pumping, so congratulations to everybody. If you're still holding this, you're still wrecked if you got it at $1 because it's 7.3 cents. But if you bought the bottom, well, congratulations, you just multiplied your money by like 8 times. But that is some meme coin fiasco going on. I mean, you love to see it, right? Shout out to everybody who made money on UST Classic as well as Luna Classic as well. And Tencent up 7.8%. Synthetics Network up 5%. And other than that, not a lot of big gainers at all today. And taking a look at the losers, ApeCoin is down 12%. And AVAX down 11%. Solana down 10%. So a lot of double-digit losers today. And Sniff is saying step, not steppin', is up like crazy. I almost sold mine, but held it. Congratulations, Sniff, for holding on to your coin step app. And yeah, let the gains be with you. Awesome to see that you are crushing it in this current market. So as you can see, a lot of red today, and that is because Bitcoin has actually went ahead and pulled back to support down here at 20K. So let's go ahead and take a look right now at the Bitcoin price chart and go over our Bitcoin technical analysis. So before we really get into the charts, it's important to understand that today is not a normal trading day because there are the central bankers all speaking, right? So today's main event, the European Central Bank Forum panel featuring Jerome Powell, of course, the Federal Reserve Chairman, the European Central Bank President, Christine Lagarde, Bank of England Governor Bailey, as well as the BIS head, Augustin Charstens. So they are all in Portugal speaking, all right? And we can check out what, they're saying over here on Zero Hedge. And basically, Jerome Powell is saying how he underestimated inflation, etc., etc., etc. Powell, we understand better how little we understand inflation, right? A lot of contradicting statements. And this is the live report happening right now over in Portugal, all right? So with these central bankers speaking, it is most definitely having an effect on the market. So understand that we don't have typical price action, so to speak, today when these financial meetings, financial events go on. The markets listen and they react with kind of knee-jerk reactions to it. Now, with that being said, just understand that that's going on this morning, all right? And that does have an effect on the prices that we are seeing. And taking a look at the Bitcoin price now, we did get rejected on Sunday. If you guys recall, during my Sunday live stream just a few days ago now, that is when price was up here at around $21,800. We were in the middle of that Sunday scam pump during my live stream at that time, and that was indeed a Sunday scam pump, as we have now. That was a false breakout, and from that false breakout point to current price, we are down 8.4%. All right? And we are back down to our big support level. We did test $19,850, as you can see with these low wicks down right to support. All right, so definitely we did a very good job identifying the main structure level. As you can see, the wicks to the tick hit the support level. All right, so anybody could have done a little scalp long there. Nonetheless, we're waiting to see what does happen now. All right, as you can see, we have went ahead and dropped beneath this trend line support. It is now acting as resistance. So we are getting squeezed right now between resistance and support in a very narrow range. Okay, now everybody and their mother is expecting a big drop lower in price now. Everybody's expecting it. We're at support though. So if you're not already short, if you weren't already short from 21,800 or 21,500, right? If you think you can just get in now, I would proceed with caution. Reason being, if you go to short right now, you are shorting into strong support. Yes, of course, there is the possibility that support gets lost here. That price just goes ahead and drops beneath the bottom of support. But there is also the possibility of support holding. Okay, and then you get short squeezed out. So if you short now, you are a late shorter. Okay, you don't want to just go ahead and be a late short or be opening up your shorts at the support level. You want to open up your shorts at resistance. Okay, so just be advised if you're getting eager to go short right now because you think it's going to nuke. All I'm saying is you can do whatever you want. This is not financial advice. This is simply for education and entertainment purposes only. But if you do open up a short here, you are a late shorter, shorting right at support. With that out of the way, understand we are still between, major support down here and major resistance up here, 22,800, 23K. All right, the market is due for a big correction to the upside. If we go to the daily chart, looking at this daily chart, it's just been down only, right, the past few months. And most recently, we dropped from about 32K down to 17.6, and that was a 44% correction. And then on the bounce has only gone as high as 22.9%. So not much, not a very big bounce. It's decent, 22.9%, but realistically speaking, bear market rallies tend to be more violent than what we've seen so far. So the market is due for a big correction to the upside. However, it does look weak. Economic data is extremely weak, and we are just continuing to slowly grind, chop around in this very narrow range. Now, if we do lose this support, I do expect us to go ahead and make some lower legs down. All right, I do expect us to head lower. Next level, as you can see with my yellow lines down here, is going to come into play at around $16,600 down to $16,200. I'll go ahead and I'll leave this pink circle on the chart here to see if this hole actually does get filled with price action with candles, all right? Because this is where I do think we are headed if we do actually lose support up here. All right, but if we do get a bounce, I'm still looking for big shorts up here at around 23K. But realistically speaking, if we do get our bigger major correction, we could head as high as 27.6, 28K to this supply zone. It is possible to see this on a bear market bounce, and that's a 37% pump from current price. So that's your Bitcoin technical analysis right now. We're at support, waiting to see what does happen. We have an economic meeting where the central bankers are all speaking today, all on the same panel, talking about inflation, about their economies, everything going on, and that is having an effect on the market. And Bitcoin right now sitting right on support and just underneath tight local resistance as well. So interesting spot to be in currently, and we do want to see, of course, which way it's going to break, because it's also possible it just slowly grinds sideways, right? If it slowly grinds sideways, I would expect after the slow grind a big drop. Checking into the live chat, we do got Mike B1800 saying, yo, what's going on, Mike B1800? Good to see you here in the live chat. We have Adrian Kent saying good morning, everyone, with a thumbs up. Good morning, Adrian. Great to see you here in the live stream. Dre saying, let's go, fam. Let's get some hype up in here. Let's get some hype in the chat, absolutely. Dalton Moore saying, what's up, fam? Let's have a good day. It's a great day to have a great day, Dalton. Good to see you here in the live chat. And we got Steve Sabat saying, Empire Nation / rules, keep wheels moving forward and dirty side down. 10-4. Shout out to Trucker Steve, aka Steve Sabat, with us here in the Crypto Empire Morning Domination live stream, episode number 14. If you guys are just tuning in this morning, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're brand new to the channel and you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And of course, turn on all the notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. And we got Labradoodle with us saying, good morning, Empire, with 3 flaming emojis. Big ups to Labradoodle. Shout out to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other metrics, such as your Bitcoin dominance chart. And as you can see, we have went ahead and started to bounce from our trendline support as expected, right? As I have been saying, we did expect this support level to hold just down here, and we are now seeing signs of a bounce, right? We have a nice bullish engulfing green candle, and now we're seeing some follow through on Bitcoin dominance. So as long as this does hold, right, this is a higher low, so the uptrend is still intact. Now we want to see this Bitcoin dominance attack this level up here at 48.5% to create a higher high, continue the uptrend up towards 50%. So that's your Bitcoin dominance. Dollar still looking very strong, right? Dollar is still up here chopping around just as Bitcoin is doing currently. Not a lot of big moves happening. And of course, we do have take a look at the VIX. Not a lot is changing with the VIX either, right? Still just kind of chopping around. Remember, when we get up to 48 for the VIX, that is usually a very good indication of a bottom for crypto, for stocks, for risk on assets, all right? So until we see a big spike in the VIX, until we see the dollar start to tank, all these combining factors, this will lead us towards when the macro bottom will be in. Still way too soon to call a macro bottom. We most likely are headed lower on Bitcoin. $17.6 thousand, in my opinion, is not going to be this bear market bottom. So for all of the eager bulls out there saying that the bottom is already in, I would say to hold your horses, to slow down there, champ. I don't think it's in just yet. All right, so keep that one in mind. And also, we'll take a look at Matic Network right now because we've been watching Matic very closely. Matic with some interesting price action this morning. Taking a look at Matic here. So Matic, I called the short up here at 60 cents, but we chopped around for like 4 days, and I was like, you know what, I'm out. Okay, so I didn't hold my short up here at 60. I cut it off at break even. All I had to do was hold that short. Okay, so it just goes to show you that patience goes a long way in trading, right? Sometimes less is most definitely more. And with Matic, as you can see, 60 cents, 62.8 cents was the top up here. And we have now, we've just been slowly grinding down. And we have come to our first demand level over here at 50 cents. And as you can see from the chart, we did have a fake out to the upside this morning, liquidity grab before getting slammed down into demand. So Matic, this is a logical point to see a small bounce. And then from there, as long as Bitcoin stays where it is or drops lower, you would expect Matic to tank as well. All right, but with that being said, like I said as well, Bitcoin is in that tight spot on support right now. So Bitcoin is also kind of due for a little bit of a bounce. And we're in a demand zone here. So again, if you short now, you are just a late shorter, right? If you're shorting now, you are in position to get chopped up out there. So just be very careful. Currently I'm flat, but looking at Matic now in this drop-based rally demand zone, all right? Bit of this bear flag or bull flag formation, as you can see, but we have retraced all the way back down to demand. So you do expect demand to hold up and to see a bounce from here. It's also a 4-hour level as well, all right? So not just a 1-hour level, the 4-hour does give it some more validity. Remember, the higher the time frame, the more accurate your technical analysis. So this is Matic today, all right? Bit of a fake out, head fake this morning above support, right? Slam a bunch of longs, long squeeze them back down to support. So we will continue to monitor and watch Matic Network. At the current moment in time, it is, as I said, just testing this demand zone down here. We do have Oculus with us in the live stream saying, morning King Kong. Thank you, Oculus. Good to see you here in the live chat. And giving a shout out to Dre as well. We got Samir Alimi saying, hi, bro. What's going on, Samir? How are you? And we got Reserve Rights Ranger. Big shout out to the Ranger asking, are you still bullish on RSR? Of course I am, right? I'm still holding RSR. Still bullish on it. And yeah, I think this coin does have the potential to do very well in the future. Of course, a lot of talks about mainnet real-world adoption. And looking at RSR, it's continuing to hold its uptrend despite being rejected at resistance over here. But at the current moment in time, it is yet to make a lower low, right? As long as we don't go past 0.00564 down here, the uptrend is still intact, right? Because it would just be a higher low, right? And then you want to see a higher high and get above this big supply zone, right? As you can see, this supply zone causing a lot of trouble for RSR at 1 cent. So you want to see price be able to close above that on the daily and then flip it to support if you want to see any type of upward continuation on RSR, right? You want to see on the daily chart, it get above 1 cent, hold it as support, and then again push up higher some more. But yes, I still do like RSR, Reserve Rights Ranger. Kevin James, do you think more regulations in crypto will push more people into privacy coins, or do you feel people will switch to other private currencies like gold and silver? Good question, Kevin James. So when it comes to privacy coins, I think regulations will be the greatest sales pitch ever for them. A lot of people saying, oh, what's going to happen to the privacy coins when they regulate them, when they make them not allowed to trade, etc., etc., etc. Look, there's decentralized exchanges, decentralized options to get your hands on these privacy coins. And once you have them, one, nobody knows you have them, and two, nobody knows if you ever send them or do anything with them, right? So if you have it, it doesn't matter what happens. You own it. It's yours. Nobody can take it from you. So I think regulations are really only going to push adoption towards privacy coins. And one subject that I did want to touch on today in this edition of Crypto Empire Morning Domination is the fact that they do want to go ahead and implement some type of kind of universal basic income. And why do they want to do this? As you can see, 23 million Californians to get up to $1,050 in inflation relief checks, all right? So they're just sending people money for inflation relief for high gasoline prices and that kind of stuff. And look, this isn't what a capitalistic free market society does, all right? A free market capitalistic society would do the opposite of this. This is a bit scary, okay? And what this is doing is it's conditioning folks, right? Use the word folks, like our commander-in-chief, folks. It's conditioning people to receive free handouts even more, right? Because, of course, the central bank digital currency is on the way now. And all the regulation is on the way now. All this stuff. But if you have any spine in your body, right? If you have any self-respect, you would want to not partake in these in this stuff, right? So that is why I'm a big proponent of things like Bitcoin, things like Monero, things like Pirate Chain, because they allow you to basically continue to be a sovereign individual. All right, so very interesting stuff over here out of California. UBI, free handouts. They're going to want to come out with their CBDC, give that to everybody directly through the central bank. And personally, I would rather just have Monero or even Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin, you can see all the transactions, but at least I own it, right? At least it's not in some account that I don't own, right? So very interesting stuff here, and that makes me very, very happy to have privacy coins, personally speaking. To each of their own, though. A lot of people are different. A lot of people are scared of all this stuff going on, and they'll just follow the rules. And, follow the rules. Of course, I'm not saying to not do that, but always follow the rules. Always make sure you're abiding by your local jurisdiction. But with that being said, come on, have a spine, right? So good question, Kevin James. Trucker Steve saying, Trucker says, thanks for the video on Bitget. I'll be signing up for sure. No problem, Trucker Steve. Glad you enjoyed that video. Definitely, guys, go ahead if you don't have a Bitget account yet. Tons of bonuses right now if you do use my affiliate link down in the description below. All right, so I would appreciate your support here on the channel. And as well, you do get a ton of free bonuses for signing up, and deposit bonuses, etc. You get discounts on fees. So you might as well take advantage of that. And Samir saying, bro, Metis did pump 24 and now back to 19, more dip. We'll take a look at Metis in a little bit. We have Rigoberto saying, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rigoberto. How are you? Labradoodle, did you see a report about a huge gold find yesterday? I did see that report, Labradoodle. Apparently they found $12.7 trillion worth of gold in some bankrupt African country. And I'm not sure about the validity of that finding, but I did see that report saying that gold basically doubled in supply overnight because they found this huge reserve worth like $12.7 trillion or something. I'm not sure if it's accurate or not. If it's true, that's an amazing thing for Bitcoin because there's only 21 million Bitcoin. There can never be any more than that. And of course, gold can be basically just it can keep on getting mined from the earth, just like gasoline, right? Just like fuel. You can keep on drilling for oil. There's a lot of it, right? It can really last for like centuries, the amount on the earth. Probably the same thing with gold. All right, so that is why Bitcoin is great. It is so scarce. There is only 21 million. And as I have said for years now here at the Crypto Empire channel, if you have the means to own one Bitcoin, not financial advice, but I think owning one Bitcoin is worth the risk with all of its volatility. Right now it's going to cost you 20 grand. And if it plays out, that small investment could, potentially be extremely, extremely lucrative. Right? So Bitcoin, big fan of it, big fan of the scarcity. But I did see that report. Rigo saying making certain people lazy and wanting handouts, SMH. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw it this past Sunday, right? On the live stream, people were asking for handouts. Everybody wants free. Not everybody, right? A lot of people still do appreciate hard work. But a lot of people want free stuff and handouts, and it's just going to totally corrupt your mind and make you weak and submissive. And of course, if you want to dominate anything in life, whether it's the crypto market or just your own life, if you're a little weak, submissive person, you're not going to be dominating anything. So, work hard and like don't accept the free handout. I mean, you can accept the free handouts, but understand what it is. And personally, I'm pretty against that kind of stuff. Art Ramon Painting saying 11K, buy. When we do get down to 11K, that would be a great price to buy Bitcoin. E&M saying inflation checks when we have job openings everywhere. It really bothers me. And that's another thing, right? People don't want to go get a job anymore. Absolute disgrace. I do agree with you, E&M. And that's how the Fed will give you UBI. Yep, it's all part of that. Dre giving some info about Colorado. Right? Interesting stuff happening over there in Colorado, similar to California. Trucker Steve saying, thanks for the info on the Glimmer wallet ideas. Should have known about JS Wallet, which I have from Parachain Auction. I'll have to dust it off. Absolutely. Kevin James, thanks for the reply. Great clip for Daily Dose of Pirate Chain video. No problem, Kevin James. Good to see you here. Farmers have been on subsidies forever. Yeah. They're, critical infrastructure, right? Without farmers, there's no food, right? Somebody who sits on their couch all day doing nothing to contribute to the overall greater good of society, not planting crops, just getting free handouts is not the same as a farmer getting a subsidy. But I understand your point. Oculus saying, in 10 years' time, that will be worth more per coin, XMR, BTC. XMR has a lower total supply. Totally depends on adoption, and it's pure speculation to answer that question. But I feel confident in both, right? I think one Monero can potentially get to the point where it's like owning one Bitcoin. And right now Monero is $120 per coin, $125 per coin. So, yeah, I think, both are pretty good ones to at least own one. But Monero at 120, you might as well grab a couple of them. But, yeah, we'll see. Do I like Clover Finance? Good Polkadot Parachain project, Clover. Not a huge fan of it. Don't own it or anything. But yeah, it's a decent project there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our Twitter wisdom for the day. All right, so first things first, we have Michael Saylor buying another 480 Bitcoins for $10 million cash at an average price of $20,817 per Bitcoin. All right, so they now hold 129,699 Bitcoins for an average price of $30,664, worth a total of $3.98 billion. So Michael Saylor continuing to double down, buy the dip. All right, not worried about any liquidations, simply just stacking his sats. All right, so if Saylor's doing it, he's trying to lower his average buy-in. Right, I'm not stacking as aggressively, not adding 480 Bitcoins for 10 mil to my balance. But I have added slightly, down here at 20K over the past few weeks. But I'm still waiting for lower, right, with the majority of cash. Still waiting for lower prices. But Saylor going ahead and buying the dip. All right, so interesting to see this here. And, this market is not going anywhere. This market is still very early on. Crypto is on an exponential growth curve to the upside. So we will look back at these days and we will be grateful for these great opportunities that we have before us. And again, just speaking about inflation again and the meeting between all the central bankers this morning, Powell saying, "We understand better how little we understand inflation." Right, so the role of the Federal Reserve is to basically keep the economy in check and be on top of all these figures and manage inflation, manage interest rates. Like, this is their job. And everybody predicted inflation to be rampant when we saw the money printer going burr in 2020 and 2021. And at that time, the Fed was saying how inflation was transitory, it's not bad, it's nothing to worry about. So just a total house of cards here, and it will eventually collapse, right? The dollar realistically maybe has a few years left, if that. We already can see how it's losing its status as the world reserve currency. It still does hold that status, but with everything going on in the world, it is definitely getting weaker, and all fiat currencies are just propped up by debt. They're not real. They don't hold any value. So the use case of something like Bitcoin just continues to grow stronger by the day. And really, these central bankers are doing it to themselves, right? They're just the greatest salesmen and saleswomen ever for decentralized currencies, decentralized cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin. All right, so, long-term speaking, yes, we're traders here at Crypto Empire. We love to analyze the short-term price action and dig into, making the small moves and profiting off of the small fluctuations in price. But at the same time, you need to understand how to manage a portfolio, and managing a portfolio comes with having a longer-term HODL portfolio, right? You do have your trading account, but that's completely separate from your long-term portfolio, right? You need to have separations in your portfolio to make sure you are hedged, right? You don't want to have all your money in your short-term trading account where that's very high risk, very aggressive, right? You need to have that longer-term basket of goods and assets so that no matter what happens over the long term, you're good. You have your investments in place. So just keep that in mind for all of the high-risk traders out here with all their funds in their trading account. If you want to do that, that's one way to do it, but not the most risk sound process to go about doing that. Dre, you don't want to ask that question in a live stream. Art Ramon saying, yeah, you don't want to answer that question, Art, on a live stream, my man. Right? That's nobody's business. But whatever. Mr. Sellers Home saying TLDR, once it too long, didn't read. We've been talking about a lot today, Mr. Sellers Homes. Been talking about a lot today, including the Bitcoin price, inflation, as well as some news about California giving relief checks and all of these kinds of things. Been talking about a lot, but it's good to see you here in the live stream today, Mr. Sellers Homes. Now as well. So, we have more companies in hot water. All right, so Compass Mining CEO and CFO, Chief Financial Officer, resign amid setbacks and disappointments. The company appointed co-founder and chief technology officer Paul Gosker and chief mining officer Thomas Heller as interim co-presidents and CEOs. So a big Bitcoin mining company. Their commanders, their CEOs are leaving. Things aren't going to plan. And really, we could see a lot of mining operations kind of go under here and need bailouts. And that's when Alameda Research and Goldman Sachs are going to come in and buy out these entities on the cheap, right? We already see Sam Bankman-Fried going ahead and buying things or wanting to buy. He gave a $250 million line of credit to Voyager. He's interested in BlockFi and all these other centralized crypto entities that hold a ton of crypto from other people depositing their crypto inside. And these entities went ahead and lent out people's assets for yield. And now it all blew up in their face and they need bailouts, all right? So now crypto mining companies, it's the same thing, which is why another reason of why I think ultimately we will head lower for Bitcoin, right? We will make lower lows here. A lot of stuff still happening behind the scenes, underneath the curtain, underneath the veil. And crypto mining companies going under and needing bailouts is just another development coming up now. Here we can see this meme about Compass Mining, right? So they're in their boardroom, and the Compass Mining CEO goes, "Customers are frantically looking for info. What can we do?" And as you can see, the company board members are saying, "Tell them nothing, let them fill in the blanks, dismantle the Discord so they can't share useful info or complain about us." And then the one employee offering some logic, saying maybe just give them info and update them regularly. And he, of course, gets thrown out the window here. That's how it works with a lot of these big corporations. If you want to basically, do what's right and tell the customers what's going on, you get fired. That's just how corporate America has evolved. Not even just corporate America, but corporations worldwide. That's how they've evolved now throughout the years. So just be aware that that's how it works at the higher up, at the highest possible echelons. Right? They really don't care about you whatsoever. You're simply a pawn in their game. So what do? You prepare accordingly by exiting their game, right? You don't want to be in their system, their matrix, right? And one way to do that is to protect yourself financially, of course, with things like cryptocurrency, which is why I created this channel in the first place. So interesting to see that we do have mining companies, we have big lending platforms in crypto, all going to need bailouts now. And this just allows the big players, the sharks like Goldman, like Alameda Research, to come in and buy these critical crypto infrastructure companies and platforms for dirt cheap. And that's how the game works, folks. Also, we do have Gary Gensler saying that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency he would feel comfortable calling a commodity and not a security, right? U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler has reiterated his claim that Bitcoin is a commodity. His interpretation is partially rooted in precedent and, one would hope, reality. So interesting stuff here coming out of the SEC. And, this pretty much means Bitcoin is free and clear of any possible, crippling regulation, which we already kind of knew was possible, but that leaves the door open for every other cryptocurrency, whether that's Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, XRP, etc., 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 to be pinned as securities and not commodities. So, interesting stuff here with the SEC. And Bitcoin, right? If everything works out, even just a little bit of Bitcoin, that little amount of Satoshis, that little amount of dust you have in your wallet, whether that's, 100,000 Satoshis, maybe like 2.5 million Satoshis, that could potentially come to be a huge amount of money in the future. If everything works out as intended with Bitcoin. Pure speculation, it's high risk, but even just a super small amount could turn out to be, a life-changing amount of money for many people out there, especially if you're coming from an impoverished third world country, right, that suffered from hyperinflation and, not a strong currency for decades, which is really a huge use case for Bitcoin. That's why we're seeing countries like El Salvador, other South American, African nations as well, adopting the currency, because what's their alternative? a fiat currency that's just inflated into oblivion. They've been dealing with that for decades now. So people want options, people want a better way, and Bitcoin does offer that. Now the SEC saying it is a commodity basically. You don't have to worry about it getting pinned as a security. So Bitcoin long term looking very good, looking very, very good long term. And like I just said, even a small amount, a little bit of dust of Bitcoin could turn out to be a major amount of money in the future. So I feel comfortable holding it here for the long term. Fidel himself, where to trade Monero? Monero's on a bunch of different exchanges. You can use KuCoin. KuCoin's no KYC, right? So you can just use KuCoin, no KYC to buy it if you want. But looking at where it's traded, all the main exchanges, Binance, KuCoin, hit BTC, MEXC, also no KYC, Kraken, Bitfinex, KuCoin, OKX. Right, it's on a lot of exchanges. You should have no problem getting your hands on it on XMR. A lot of options. David W with us this morning, saying morning all. What up, doe? What's happening, David W? By the way, guys, 36 viewers, only 28 likes. Be sure to hit that like button down below and smash it, if you will. Sniff saying Sam is from the tribe, just like Mashinsky. Yeah, for sure. I do agree with you, Sniff. E-Live saying, morning, fellow dominators. What is happening, E-Live? Good to see you. Can you trade Monero on Bybit? Yes, you certainly can trade Monero on Bybit, and you can also trade it on Bitget. All right, Monero, you can trade it on all the main futures exchanges, including Bybit and Bitget. Kevin James talking about Trade Ogre. Yes, Trade Ogre is that OG privacy coin exchange, right? No KYC. You send in some Bitcoins, and then you can buy whatever your heart does desire. Get some WoW Nero for the meme coin. You might as well. You get Dero, Monero, Equilibria, Pirate Chain. Equilibria is that decentralized Oracle play that I've spoken about here on the channel. So yeah, Trade Ogre is your original. Right, let's go to this site. Pretty legendary website, this fire. Super OG exchange here, Trade Ogre. And you can get all your privacy coins here. Big shout out to Kevin James. Let's go ahead and take a look at some coins now. Do some TA. Anybody has any questions or wants me to look at a specific cryptocurrency, now would be your time to ask. I'm going to start things off by taking a look at some that I want to take a look at, including CRV. So CRV, like we spoke about last live stream, actually went ahead and fell through the bottom of our bull flag here. Right now it's been trading down in this descending channel. You can call this a wedge if you will. And I will look at my Bybit chart because I already drew the wedge. Take a look at this. So CRV holding our 50% Fibonacci retracement in this descending wedge on support, right? If we look to the left, pretty clear we're in a level of support demand over here. Right, so Bitcoin at support, CRV at support. In this descending wedge, possibly we see a bounce to the upside. We see a breakout. And remember, what's your profit target of a wedge, of a descending wedge? It's simply the top of the wedge. So that would mean that the breakout target, if this plays out, is going to be up here around 84 cents. All right, if we see this breakout to the upside on CRV, if and only if Bitcoin wants to cooperate and also break out here. All right, but CRV in demand, descending wedge, looks pretty good for a bit of a little bounce. But of course, heavily reliant on BTC. Also taking a look at CRO. So CRO as well, if I go to my Bybit chart that is already marked up, just here, CRO went ahead and remember we spoke about this neckline here. All right, CRO is very weak now. CRO is now bearish. It broke, right? It came back to this neckline support, broke down through it, closed beneath it now on the 4-hour. All right, so price hasn't broken away yet. So it's not an official clean breakout, but this line is now being used as resistance. So unless price can reclaim it, you would expect a lower drop down on CRO, and your closest level is just here, right? Not too far away at 11.27 cents for CRO. And then you do have another one down here at around 10.6. And again, you can see how that matches up with your fib. And you can see at 10.6, matches up literally directly with the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level. So I like that a lot for a long. Down here, 10.61 cents. And my level up here at 11.27 was pretty close to the golden pocket, right? And that's not a coincidence, right? When you see these support levels line up with fib levels, that's a great indication that those are nice, strong ones. So good to see that on CRO. Brian wants me to take a look at Ethereum. Take a look at ETH. So ETH, let's go to our 1 hour chart here. Keep it like this. Let me make sure you guys can see the screen fully. Yeah, you guys can see it. Cool. We just got a $4.99 super chat from Sniff. Sniff saying, I'll stop bringing heat to your stream. It's good to know there are others out here who recognize Revelations 2.9 and 3.9. Where do you see Adam going? Big shout out to Sniff for the super chat of $4.99. And Sniff also a big proponent of Christianity and religion, which I am as well. So good to see you here, Sniff. And yes, we are out here for sure, despite what they want you to think, and we are probably the vast majority as well. So yeah, thanks for that support, Sniff. But let's take a look at Ethereum, then we'll take a look at Atom. So Ethereum down here on the 1 hour, we had a nice wick down at $1,089, and we just went ahead and started to drop a little bit. All right, so ETH did get denied up here at 1250. All right, strong move down. Bitcoin moving down as well. Ethereum has actually been leading Bitcoin on this move down. Right, Bitcoin has been moving slower than ETH. ETH has been slowly grinding faster than Bitcoin on its way down here. And now, just like BTC, ETH is coming up to these big levels. If we look to the left on the chart here, we're at this pretty strong support, also a drop-based rally demand level on ETH, okay? So, again, if you short here, you're shorting at support. You're shorting in demand. You don't want to be a late shorter, right? It's best to wait for confirmation of the trend. What I mean by that is you want to see a move beneath and then a retest. All right, something like that, a confirmation of a move lower. You don't want to short at support. You don't want to be a late shorter. But ETH looking weak, okay? ETH definitely looking weak right now. And, if this gets lost, expect 3 digits once again for Ethereum. Strong level is going to be down here, 1,050 to 1,050 bucks. And then under that, we are back into 3 digits for ETH. So it has been leading Bitcoin recently. But still, all eyes are on BTC. Look at it coiling up here. We're either going to break out or break down. Really, there's no other way. Or we're just going to slowly grind. Right? This is brutal price action. This is meant to make you go crazy. It's meant to, take your money, which is why I'm more comfortably being flat right now. If anything, I should have held my shorts from, Friday of last week. But everything just stayed at the top for 4 days, and the suspense just built up. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather be flat, because I don't know what's going to happen next year. But that's ETH. We take a look at Atom. Let's go to my Binance chart. So Atom looking weak. Reason being, Atom is looking weak. Right, we had this, call it an inverse head and shoulders, if you will, if you wanted to, down here, right? Some divergence, but we had this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then this was our neckline up here at $7.35, $7.30. And what happened here was price went ahead, got up to $8.75, previous support, acted as resistance, got rejected, and it came back down to retest its neckline. But because the market is so weak, because Bitcoin is so weak, Atom went ahead and dropped beneath this previous neckline cannot hold it as support, and is once again using it as resistance. So this could be just a slight deviation. If the market is still bullish, this could just be a slight deviation where we see price reclaim the support again, right, and then use it and continue in this range. Or this is the start of, or it's a continuation of this downtrend where we see price hold resistance at 735 and then just completely lose it, and we come back down here lower into the fives, because ultimately that's where we are headed, right? And we are headed lower, even lower than 550 down here, if we do break down. Right, Atom's super good asset. I need to make a video about Atom with all of its updates, all the projects. Levana, officially. Go look at Levana really quickly. Levana Dragons, Levana Protocol, did say that they're going to Cosmos. Why Cosmos is important, etc., etc. So yeah, Levana going to Cosmos. So that is awesome. But yeah, Cosmos probably going to continue to get crushed over the term of this bear market. And if we go to the daily, where do I think it's going ultimately? Here are my levels. Right, we already hit one at 550. This was one DCA level for the bear market. Next one's at 437. Underneath that is $3. If we get there, unlikely, but it's possible. $1.86, $2 for Atom. Like, if we see that, amazing opportunities. Atom has the potential to be a major blockchain for decades to come, and I feel comfortable, owning it and supporting the ecosystem. Big fan of Cosmos Atom. But here it's not looking great because we did just lose this previous neckline support and it is now acting as resistance. All right, so with this being said, unless we do get a bounce back above support, we're going to be headed lower. First to 6, we'll probably chop around there. And if we don't hold that, we will head to my lower outline levels here in the chart. Gustavo saying, hello, Connor. What do you think about YFI and Klima DAO? And Tommy Gunn saying DYDX is moving to Cosmos too. Yes, it is Tommy Gunn. DYDX, the world's largest decentralized leverage trading exchange, is indeed creating its own sovereign blockchain on Cosmos. All right, it is choosing Cosmos over Ethereum, over layer 2s like Matic or Arbitrum or ZK Sync or Optimism. DYDX choosing Cosmos. So super good news there as well with that. George, we just took a look at ETH. And what do you think about YFI? So, I mean, YFI is the original DeFi token. Trading at $5,000 right now. I mean, this chart is looking very bad. Right, it hasn't been at these levels since 2020, and a strong downtrend. So unless you're trading this, I wouldn't necessarily touch it. But when the market flips bullish, this thing allows you to print more Bitcoin. Right? If you look at the YFI BTC chart, it went from, if you bought YFI over here in 2020 at the start of DeFi summer, you could have used 0.12 Bitcoin to buy it. Then if you just held it for like a month, you would have been able to sell it for 4 Bitcoins, right? So this is how you trade your altcoins for more Bitcoin. And even just recently, it went as low as 0.21 BTC and it pumped up to 0.36, so that you could have made 0.15 Bitcoin if you wanted to trade YFI. So YFI, good asset for altcoin season. And if you can trade it correctly, you can multiply your Bitcoin, right? Really, with YFI, I've always looked at it in terms of the Bitcoin pairing. I don't really look at it with the dollar pair. But yeah, YFI is simply a good altcoin to trade to multiply your BTC. Then Klima DAO, I think that's the carbon credit one on Polygon, if I'm not mistaken, Polygon Matic. And it's the rebasing DAO token. Yes, it is. I was correct about that. Critical problems of the carbon markets, illiquidity, opacity, and inefficiency. So this thing is down 99.9% from its all-time high, trading at $3.25. So if you do go ahead, and it made a new all-time low 1 hour ago. All right, so I wouldn't really be interested in this. It can go down another 99%, right? It can go from 325 down another 99%. But if it does make a comeback, it can give you astronomical gains, possibly. All right, nice long rounding bottom. So high risk play here with Clima but not something I'm too interested in myself. Mike B, can you talk a little bit about the Cosmos ecosystem? So it's the Internet of Blockchains, Mike B. I recommend you go to my YouTube channel and you go ahead and search for, you can go Crypto Empire Cosmos, and you can see I have a lot of videos about Atom and about Cosmos and the ecosystem. So you should definitely learn basically how it works and what it is, but all it is a bunch of layer 1 blockchains all connected by, you know, the Cosmos hub. They're all built with the Cosmos software development kit, and they're all interoperable with each other very easily. Just come down here, and if we can find the Cosmos ecosystem, here we go, number 23 over here, Cosmos ecosystem. So all these coins are built with the Cosmos software development kit, all right, and they are all interoperable with each other. Right, it's very easy to interact with all these different blockchains, swap from one to another. So it's just a very easy to use, high functioning, high throughput, interoperable blockchain. Great for developers, and you can build your own sovereign blockchains and connect to the Cosmos hub with it. So big fan of it, works very well. I think it has a bright future ahead. Dalton YFII ripping right now. So it looks like it's ready for a correction to the upside. Right, you see this. One could call this a bull flag, if you will. Right? Something like this. If it does want to continue higher, this can go back up again to the top of the wedge, which is going to be up here at 2200 YFII, if it does want to rip up higher and break out here. And somebody was talking about Metis in the beginning of the stream. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, it hit all targets from this trade. All right, so not a surprise there. That's how we do it at Crypto Empire. And it looks like it did come right to the 88.6 for the top. Curious to see if that's correct. And it overshot it by a little bit. But yeah, Metis, this trade was outlined right here at the live stream. And as you can see, it went ahead and hit all targets. And the final target was pretty clear resistance, because it then went ahead and turned around from there. Now coming all the way back down to the original entry support level at $18.40 on Metis. All right, so that is a successful ascending pennant breakout there. Some of my top gamer coins, Gala, right? If you only want one, just focus on Gala. It's really the main one. And at 5 cents, let's go to the weekly chart on this. 5 cents, as you can see, a pretty good deal compared to where it was at its highs at 84 cents, 70 cents. Right, this would be a well over a 10x back up to the highs. So Gala is your main kind of gaming coin. We got Randy with us saying, hey, Connor just got on. Good morning to all from Mexico. Big shout out to Randy from Mexico, just joining the live stream right now. If you're just tuning in, be sure to hit that like button. But it's good to see you here, Randy, in the live chat. Samir saying, thank you, bro. Your prediction about Metis was bang on. Shout out to Samir. Eli saying his main pick is Gala as well. Good to see that we think alike. Celsius, of course, Celsius. Goldman wants to buy out $2 billion of their assets, buy up cheap Bitcoin and Ethereum. Celsius now trading at 71 cents. Okay, so by the way, one quick tip. See how I just pulled up the 22-hour chart? So market makers don't use the retail time frames, like the 4-hour, the 1 hour. They'll use like the 22-hour, you know, or the 8-hour chart, like stuff like that, right? Because they won't do what everybody else does. So that's why instead of looking at a daily chart, sometimes I'll look at a 22-hour chart. Just a little bit of info there. Think like the market makers do, and use a 22-hour chart instead of the daily. A little bit of a pro tip there, if you will. Now, looking at Celsius token, it is back down to 71 cents after getting up to 257 on a crazy wick up. So I still would not touch this thing. Still would not touch it because it is so heavily manipulated right now. But it does look like it's forming a bit of a price pinch here. Your sell token. So we'll see if this does want to break out to the upside and continue its little bit of an uptrend. Low of 9 cents, high of 257 in a 3-day span. Okay, this is not something that you want to partake in. That's whale games playing out. Taking another look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, always have to constantly check out on what it's doing. Continuing to just chop around and basically do nothing over here at 20K. All right. And let's take a look at some main altcoins like Cardano. So ADA down here at 46.5 cents. So Cardano as well. Sunday scam pump took us up to 52. That was resistance. You know, I thought if it did break out above 50, we would be able to see a little bit of a run, at least to 54, 55. But that Sunday scam pump did get me pretty good. And that was the top. That was your short, actually, because from that, it is down 10%, all right? That would have been a great short, but that's just how it works sometimes. So ADA, hard rejection up here. Let's bring out the hammer here. Make this red. So ADA got the hammer of Thor brought down on it. Like so, and it is now down at 46.5 cents. Again, as you can see, this is your demand level. This green line is your support level. You don't want to be a late shorter. All right, you would expect some type of bounce down here unless we do see a full breakdown. But notice how we did lose this trend line. All right, so that is very bearish in it of itself on Cardano. So all things really are pointing lower. All things are looking super bearish. But we're at support, so we need to lose this support level first in order to see any continuation. Taking a look at now Chainlink as well. Chainlink, same song and dance. Now, as you can see, in mid-range, trading at 635. Over here at 750. So I was trading Link from like 680, this yellow line, up to 750. And then 750 again was the highest point that it was going to. Okay, 750 was the top, and now from 750 we are at 635. So this again is a move of 15% on Link. All right, Link had a strong pump up to 725 as well before that move down. So look how volatile and choppy this is. All right, just chop, 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 crab market sideways. Yeah, and we're back at support, right? It's not the easiest thing to go ahead and like, you can't swing trade this really. I mean, you can, but it's very tough. They're not making it easy to swing trade this. But anyway, Link at support now at 625. So unlike other things, it is holding above support here in this demand zone at 625 for Link. It is showing a bit of a rounding bottom over here, right? So we'll see if we do get a bounce here on Link. If we do get a bounce, look from 680 to $7 for a short continuation lower on Chainlink. And then we can also look at DOT, another main crypto I like to trade. So Polkadot holding on to its last leg of this demand level over here, as you can see. And DOT as well. You know, looks like it's in a bit of a It's not the cleanest. It's a broadening wedge, descending. So yeah, dot, same thing over here at support, and in consolidation down here at this support level. And we are just above another one at 684. So you can look for something like this on dot. Alla saying, yo, good morning. Good morning, Alla. Good to see you here in the live stream. So Glimmer. Shout out to Jazzy. Jazzy, if you're here today in the live chat or catching the replay. He did ask me about a Glimmer short on Monday. Okay? And basically what I went ahead and laid out for him was a short in this supply zone up here, right? At 73 cents. As you can see, price wicked up, but it hit the distal line to the T of the supply zone. Okay, it didn't actually make it to the middle of the supply zone, but it just goes to show you the power of supply and demand once again, right? Knowing how to map out your key levels is a very effective strategy to trade. So here, this Glimmer trade came right to the proximal line of the supply zone, and now as you can see, I haven't touched this since Monday. Went ahead and pretty much hit the bottom target. So big shout out to Jazzy asking for a Glimmer short setup on Monday. And as you can see, this one did play out. Another prediction head on here at Crypto Empire. But again, I didn't personally take this trade. I have no problem admitting that I didn't take the trade. Right? I know a lot of people love to live action role play and pretend they're the king and they get everything right and they're the best ever. I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to be very open and honest and objective. But it is good to see my TA once again play out exactly as predicted. Alice saying maybe they will print lots and lots of money when everything goes down. We are expecting the money printer to go ahead and turn back on, probably late this year or early 2023. If they're going to keep on sending checks out to people, they're going to need to print some more money. So yeah, I would expect the money printer to eventually go back on. We'll see though. It's all speculation. Moby Sage saying, just made it, Connor. Do you think crypto has a spot in real life real estate? If so, how? Good question, Moby. So crypto definitely does have a spot in real life real estate. Fractionalized assets, right? They already have timeshares, right? If you can tokenize timeshares, it'll make things a lot easier. Investments, syndicates, etc. Right? You can all buy a portion of a big real estate development. If they can manage to tokenize that and you get your yield paid out, through that, it would all work out. And then as well, land deeds. Everything is held in your local town's office. With the workers there managing everything with pen and paper. Very old school. So real estate, one of the oldest industries, original industries. So yes, blockchain, crypto has a huge use case for real estate. And if you're a realtor, let's talk about the metaverse as well, right? You can go ahead and start selling metaverse land. Probably will pick up big over the coming years. So a lot of big use cases for real estate and crypto. Good question though, Moby. 711 Rico, what is your thoughts about Glimmer? All right, so my thoughts about Glimmer is this short trade that was mapped out here hit, and now we're back down to support, back in demand at 62. So we'll see what does happen if we continue on lower. But long term, I'm bullish on Glimmer. So that is my thoughts on Glimmer. But with that being said, it is time to go ahead and start wrapping up this edition of Crypto Empire Morning Domination, episode number 14. I hope that you did enjoy this edition of Crypto Empire Live. If you did, make sure you let me know by leaving a like if you have not already liked the stream. Also, create your Bitget account, link down in the description below. Check out the Crypto Empire official website. You see it on the banner at the bottom of the screen, cryptoempireco.io. Head to the free resources section. You can get yourself the free ebook, and you can also enjoy and learn from the free 2-hour trading course that I did put together. All right, if you're a complete beginner, this will bring you up to speed very well. All right, so if you're brand new, watch this 2-hour lesson, get my ebook, and then you'll understand things much, much better. I do also, of course, have the premium Discord as well as the premium elite trading course. If you do want to take things to the next level, of course, completely up to you, but I do recommend that you check them out. With that being said, it is time to wrap up this live stream. Everybody have an amazing day. I'll see you all very soon. I'll be making a video about Arbitrum Odyssey Week 2 today because Week 1 is now complete. Before I wrap up the live, I may as well show you that. What was that website called? Let me go ahead and pull it up for everybody in the live stream so that you can go ahead and see these NFTs. Project Galaxy, here you go. Okay. So we go to campaigns. Before we do wrap up the stream, might as well share this with everybody. All right, we are in MetaMask. So, as you can see, this was your free NFT if you went ahead and did the Hot Protocol Bridge. This was the bonus NFT. So good to see that. And then also, this is your regular NFT. And yeah, went ahead and claimed that one. Still don't know why they don't show up here that I did them all, but whatever. Anyway, so week 1 for Arbitrum Odyssey is now over. And we can take a look at the task for week 2 very quickly. Let's see if we can pull these up. Bear with me, folks. Here we go. Our guy Olympio Crypto giving us the details. So, okay, so Arbitrum Odyssey has been paused. Just notify the community that Odyssey will pause until Nitro release. Okay, so looks like I won't be making my week 2 video today because it was paused. But as soon as Nitro gets released, Nitro will massively increase network capacity and reduce transaction costs. So once this update is released, I will go ahead and make my video on Arbitrum Odyssey week number 2. But you have to do some tasks like trade on a decentralized leverage trading protocol. As you can see here, your week 2 stuff. So in case anybody doesn't want to wait for the tutorial and just go ahead and do these tasks, check out Olympio Crypto's thread on how to do it. But I'll be showing you how to do it step by step. But as you can see, it is paused right now for the Nitro upgrade. All right, but that's Arbitrum Odyssey week 2. I'll be showing you how to do that. And again, it can potentially be a nice sized airdrop. So we'll see how that plays out. But with that being said, it's time for me to go. So have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you all very soon. Be productive, do great things, and